On last episode of
Or
RWBY.
use it again.
Uh,
Lame.
so last
I can already see
episode,
I'm gonna edit this together and make it awesome. Continue.
we had a school infiltration, and Osmond talked to Blake unsuccessfully. And now this episode, I'm gonna let Maurice take it because we're gonna follow a pattern.
All right. Well, we had another boring class with Professor Port, where
Nonsense. His
John.
valiance is truly inspiring to us all.
I know, right? He always has an epic quest story to tell.
He couldn't even finish. Oh gosh. John unsuccessfully flirts with Weiss. Then, more importantly, after class, Team RWBY prepares their little plan to try to investigate all the stuff going on with Torchwick. And then Sun and Neptune appear. And then they all basically split up with.
And we find out how poorly designed Vale's infrastructure is, but we'll talk about that later.
Yes, Neptune. And then, Neptune and Yang go, Blake and Sun go, and then Weiss and RWBY go. That was really funny. Weiss tried to go with Neptune, and RWBY just blocked her so bad.
I mean, I expected that.
Well,
It wasn't really
RWBY
funny
likes
because I
Weiss.
saw it coming.
RWBY still likes Weiss, so of
RWBY
course
likes
he's not
everybody.
gonna let Neptune.
Yeah, Ruby likes everybody. She's not gonna. I mean, she might notice it, but it's Ruby.
No, she doesn't.
She's
I
the
doubt
youngest
it.
of them. You got to remember that too.
No, I think she likes working with Weiss. I think that's probably it too.
Maybe
But,
after she found common ground with her, but
Well, yeah, after, the events of Volume 1. And so, they go to the Cross-Continental Tower, or Transit Tower, CCT, and then, Dan, you can kind of talk about that if you want.
No, this is gonna be a really long conversation. We'll save that for the end. We'll go through everything, and then we'll talk about the infrastructure and its poorness.
Look pretty cool.
Yeah, it looked cool, but it's horribly inefficient.
So, then RWBY wants to take a picture of the tower, and then they bump into Penny. And then Weiss and RWBY split up. We get to see.
well, hold on. There's the kind of the reason Penny kind of acts like that she doesn't know them. That's one of the things at first.
Yeah,
Ruby
Penny.
really has to get her to kind of has to chase her down through the streets and such to really be like, why are you ignoring?
Well, no.
us?"
At first, she has to convince her, and then they go into the streets since they couldn't.
That's gonna be an awkward cut.
Mm-hmm. I was hoping I was the only one who noticed that.
Did Maurice? Maurice might just fall. All right, never mind. Maurice just dropped, I think.
Okay. Awkward.
So where was he?
What was he talking about? Yes.
Oh yeah, Penny ran off.
Them running through the streets.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't like how they're attaching the word Elysium and everything.
The word what?
Elysium. Or Elysian. I don't like that.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Let's attach it to everything, because that clearly means we're up to good and only good, not up to bad things on the side.
Yep.
Wait, what are we talking about?
The Elysian Knight and the Elysian Paladin.
Okay, I heard it as Atlas.
No, it's Elysian.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Which translates to a utopia or utopian.
Yep. It's like the Greek version of heaven.
Yeah, so it's okay, you're basically attaching good to everything. Like the totally not evil version of this, or the totally not evil version of that.
It's completely purified.
I was trying to make a Keyblade joke there, but I couldn't think of one.
Nah, I don't know.
And the police try and capture Penny.
Yep. Because she stopped her car with her bare hand.
Now, I was really hoping they would have had something a little bit smarter there, where Penny was saying something, and then Ruby's like, "But yeah, I already knew that." It's like your back folded open, and swords came out of that. I already knew.
she was right there.
I
She
saw that.
everything.
This is not news that you're a robot.
It's like, I understand that people have weapons, and they train at certain academies and such, but come on now.
Oh no, it's kind of a half-assed O she gave.
I mean, to be fair, she could have played off and been like, "Oh yeah, semblance, that's how I did it," but she didn't. It's like literally one word, semblance, would have made everything better. It's like, "How'd you stop that car?" Aura, semblance, that's how I did it. because that's a totally legitimate excuse in this universe.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's kind of it. Like, they after the car crashing, pretty much, she just says, "I'm not a normal girl." And it's
Yes,
like,
yeah,
oh,
we kind of
okay.
already knew that.
We kind of knew that, but now you're just gonna like leave us in suspense of who created
Well, we
you and
know
all
who
this
did though.
stuff. But that's interesting. Also, is she seemed to describe her father differently than not her creator, but like people who wanted to keep her quiet, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's something else about it too. It's like, well, this one guy made me, but the government's kind of iffy about my existence.
Well, yeah, you don't tell the government about all your cool robots. Only the
Exactly.
ones you want to sell them.
Mm-hmm. I was actually wondering if they were gonna go like when she acted like she didn't know them. I was gonna be like, okay, did you erase her memory or
Well,
like
yeah, you
that?
wondering whether
Like
they're going to go down that path or not.
it would have made things more annoying.
Yeah, it would be
But
a
I
lot
don't know.
weirder. On the interesting note, we know about a little bit more about Weiss's father now, though,
In that,
in that he's smart enough not to spoil his kids. He's like a
true.
ruthless
I'll give you
bastard.
that. Mm-hmm.
We also know that the Shanice have connections now to the military.
Oh yeah,
More,
big
what's
time.
confirmed now.
I would kind of be like, why did they not? If they manufacture all that dust.
Yeah, I know, right? So I think, all right, we've got most of it out of the way, but I feel bad if Maria's been here for 90% of this. But I
Okay,
was
try
saying,
again.
did you
What were
notice
you saying?
how the AI in the elevator said to hold or to put your tablet on the on the thing, but she just kind of like held it up and it worked just fine.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
I noticed
put your
that.
scroll on the terminal. It's like I'm just gonna hold it up. You're gonna deal with that. It's like
Mm-hmm.
okay.
That's kind of interesting how some parts are really technologically like that, and then other
Like you have
parts
a
aren't.
switchboard.
Mm-hmm.
It's like okay. You have scrolls that are basically tablets combined with iPhones.
Yep. I didn't know what she was gonna pull out when they said, "Oh, you have a
Well,
scroll." I was
we've
like,
known
"Oh,
those things are
okay."
called scrolls the entire time. It's just that, and then the whole thing is like, oh yeah, the elevators get bogged down if more than one person tries to use them, because apparently they're like single person elevators, they're regular size. Just because of
Hmm.
she's like, oh yeah, it starts talking to you like, well, where do you want to go? It's like, well, what if five people got in that elevator? So you talk to all five of you and coordinate
True.
five individual responses. And then it's like, oh, when you get to the top floor, go talk to this AI at the desk, and it's gonna tell you to go to it's gonna switchboard you over to what terminal you want to use. It's like, well, what if
Yep.
10 people walked up there? Now it takes 10 times as long because everyone has to talk to the AI instead of going over to the tablet or to the terminal and sitting down and talking there. And clearly range isn't an issue because they go over and when Weiss is walking by, they're like, oh, she was calling Signal, and Signal's like right across town. And
Yep.
you can go intercontinental as well. It's like, okay, that's a thing. And you got a huge amount of bandwidth. It's like, oh, data transfer almost instantaneous to the scroll. It's like, that seemed like a lot of data she was asking for. It's like, oh yeah, 15
Hmm.
seconds.
I mean, I think that would just be kind of weird. Like, why do you need to go to a tower if signal's like
I
so
mean, the
close?
tower is like a place you hold the terminals, but it's like, why do you need to put all these artificial barriers in the way, like the front desk and the elevator? I mean, from a storytelling perspective, it all makes sense, and that's why they did it probably. But like, from an efficiency and practicality standpoint, it's kind of unnecessarily. There's a lot more steps than you should need to go through to make a phone call. Well, a video computer call, a Skype call.
Mm-hmm.
Veil Skype.
Veilscope. It'd be funny if they made the Skype sounds
Like
like if
ding.
they, like when they,
Like, yeah, that'd be really funny. But that sounds probably like copyright or something.
yeah, it probably would be. Yeah, I think we're done
Pretty
here.
much. I mean, you don't really have anything else to say. And we lost Maurice.